Today's boring business, let's take a look at this HVAC and plumbing contractor. There's a ton of interest in the market from both individuals and private equity firms for quality HVAC companies. The listing claims the company generates over $800,000 of cash flow a year, or just under $70,000 a month. Let's break down how. What does the company do? They offer both HVAC and plumbing services. Two trades under one roof. They typically generate revenue off installations and also recurring repairs. For revenue mix, this leaves them with more project-based revenue and recurring service work. In terms of team size, they have 48 people on board. This will be a key point in diligence as the technicians drive everything in this business. Let's buzz through the numbers. The asking price for the company is a little over $3.1 million. For annual sales, they're doing over $8 million a year. For annual cash flow, they're generating over $800,000 a year in SDE. With an ask price of $3.1 million, they're asking 3.8 times annual cash flow for the company. And with this profile, a 10% margin profile, which is pretty normal for this space. In terms of multiples, at 3.8 times, they're trading above historical averages. But in recent years, these companies are typically trading for 3 to 6 times, which is more in line with market price. If you were to apply for an SBA loan to buy the company, it might look something like this. Just note, all banks are different in what they require for an SBA loan. What's typical with M&A deals are usually more expensive than you think. Make sure to run through these categories as you're doing your high-level analysis. Let's take a look at some items that we noticed with this listing. The first thing that jumps off the page is Tenure. Established in 1997, that's some real brand equity in their local market. The next item here is equipment included. There's over $500,000 of equipment included in the asking price. You want to make sure to dig down at the condition of this equipment during diligence. The last item is the exit potential. HVAC and plumbing have long been a darling of private equity firms and the industry overall. If you're the kind of entrepreneur that's looking to sell the company in a few years, there's a lot of interest from other players in the market to buy your company. Now let's take a look at some questions to ask in diligence to drill down further. The first is HVAC and plumbing licensing and licensing requirements. We mentioned it up top, but the technicians are everything in this kind of company. You'll want to figure out and drill down into what licenses are on board and what might be required as a new buyer. And this goes hand in hand with our second question, which is the labor. With 48 employees, it could be a real challenge. Technicians and labor in the market is extremely tight, given all the interest in buying going on. Even if you have good people in place, you want to make sure they're not going to leave day one with another offer. And lastly here, take a look at competition. Here's a great example from Will Shriver, an operator in the space. They put in here a $7,500 bid on a replacement install and got outbid by $3,500. And note here, this is what he classified as a low margin bid, meaning there's a lot of pricing pressure in this market. That's today's review. Follow us along for more. If you're interested in this listing, here's the listing ID to go after yourself. Reminder, this is for informational, educational purposes only. Please do your own research. You can lose more than 100% of what you put in.